Hey all, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you something that's a little bit disturbing to me, and it's finally happened. We've been talking about this for a while. You can see down here on the left, I'm going to go ahead and click on Bearing's channel, open it up, and this account has been terminated because we received multiple third-party claims of copyright infringement regarding material the user posted. That's a mouthful, but it's a death sentence for most people's channel. Now, I'm not saying that this absolutely is YouTube that has screwed him over. Of course it is, but I mean, like, I don't think they've done it maliciously. I've read some stuff on Twitter. God, I hate Twitter, but I did get on there to check out to see what was going on, and it may have been a glitch because there's apparently a lot of people have gone through something like this. If we go over to his Twitter here, it doesn't say anything except that he set all of his videos to private, and that was about 9 hours ago, and since then his channel has been terminated. So this is something that really scares most YouTubers. This is something that most YouTubers are truly terrified about. Like him or hate him, Bearing has stood up for free speech for people he disagrees with. He actually just recently defended a 14-year-old feminist girl from another guy, basically a completely just awful person. Who, you know, I mean, the girl that was making the videos, she may or may not have been right. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I know she wasn't right. She was confused, and she's young, and she's been taken in by a group of people who think that feminism is just the word of God or some bullshit. But the guy was just an asshole, and Bearing stood up for her, even though Bearing is an anti-feminist. So, I mean, let that sink in. He stands up for people's free speech. He may be an asshole in real life. I don't really care. I just know that his channel has always been one of those ones I like watching because he seems to be pretty fair about it. But if we do go to here real quick, and I just scroll on down a little bit, yeah, everybody's talking about that. Some people are being complete jackasses. That's Twitter for you. I'm gonna get down here. It's not too far. Hopefully it won't take me too long. Says something. There it is. This guy's kind of being an idiot. But if you click on this, apparently there's a whole bunch of people who have had this issue. Yeah, apparently a lot of people have been getting deleted. Now, does that mean it's because it's a glitch, or does that mean it's because of YouTube's new hero system? Who knows? To be honest with you, we all kind of saw this coming for months and months and months, that something was going to happen. Not necessarily to Bearing, though that doesn't surprise me too much. It does disappoint me a great deal. But yeah, we all kind of saw this coming. And we all knew that YouTube needs to change, that it needs to start actually supporting its creators, and it needs to start, you know, it doesn't need to, like, let people start posting full songs or full albums on YouTube and not punish them, obviously. But the copyright claim system is just over the top, way over the top. And while I'm here, I figured I'd also look up just something really quick, like YouTube analytics. I mean, that's the analytics for, that's just YouTube's your own channel's analytics. And what I'd really like to do is to figure out how well YouTube as a site is doing, and I'm not sure how they're gonna actually do that. Measuring your success with analytics, blah blah. See, these are all. This is the problem with Google. If you try to look up stuff in Google, it's not going to work out too well. Because the thing is, I actually just watched a couple other videos too. One of them was from Leafy's Hero. Oh God, you know I'm definitely into trolls, aren't you? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. But one of his videos recently actually showed a site which showed that YouTube's views over the last 6 months have been down almost 50%. And the amount of time that people actually spend on the site is down. People just basically showing up and then leaving very quickly is huge. It's just down. Look at this. Display name, videos. Okay, this is completely useless. This is just the top, like, fucking 20 people. But the thing is, and I was looking this up because it was the only thing I found, the actual running cost for running YouTube every year is something like $6 million, which just doesn't seem like a lot, but it, you know, it's about $6 million. So the thing is, they only make $4 million back. So they're at a deficit every single year, which is why they've been trying to change things up and make it more friendly for advertisers. But I think it's blown up in their face, because the thing that's going to make them money isn't the advertisers, it's the fact that the advertisers want to come to YouTube in the first place. Let's go for 6 months. Yeah, YouTube Spotlight, we could try that. Total Tech, YouTube. Total Communication. Looks like that's just a, it's just a fucking channel. I love you, Google. You're the best. You are the best. Warrior of Sparta. YouTube's total sites. It's so hard to get like an actual number on it too. But anyway, guys, this is definitely kind of, maybe I'll come back to this in just a couple seconds once I actually find the place. Fortune Lords. This is one of the sites I found earlier. Yeah, basically this is the big thing, just to highlight that so that you know I'm not just talking out my ass. So I was wrong. It's not 6 million, it's 6 billion. I was so close. So its annual revenue is 4 billion and its actual operating cost is 6 billion. And like I said, their actual views per day are just way down. We might be able to get something out of the Wikipedia. Maybe there'll be some link or something I can show you what's up. The reason I'm talking about this is because I think that YouTube is actually... Yeah, shut up. I think that YouTube is actually falling apart. I think it actually is going to end in the next several years. It's going to either go through a drastic change and become something completely different, or it's going to end. Already we're seeing, I mean, already we're seeing that there's, you know, he had a lot of subscribers. I was one of them. We're already seeing changes that most people just don't like. I don't think anyone likes this. I know that advertisers don't like this either, by the way, because this guy had a huge amount of subscribers, which means that if they have ad block turned off, which of course I don't because I'm an asshole, but if they have ad block turned off, then that huge amount of subscribers is gone. And so those people that had ads on Baring's channel are no longer getting money, you know, for the people that were visiting his channel and watching his videos. And that's just because YouTube wants to be a complete dick. And I'm not saying that they went out of their way to witch hunt Baring. I'm saying that the system itself is completely fucked. It isn't well done. It only takes 3 copyright strikes and then your channel's completely gone. It is almost impossible to get a hold of YouTube. It is just about damn near impossible to get a hold of YouTube. There's plenty of videos out there talking about this. I mean, I like my YouTube channel. I just do it for fun. That's why it's not monetized. It's why I don't think that there are any ads on my video at all. And if there are, please let me know in the comments so I can maybe take a look at that, because there shouldn't be. But I just basically, I like YouTube, but you know, there really isn't any way to make money off of it if you're a small YouTuber, obviously. And I'm tiny. I've got 28 subscribers total. But yeah, it's really weird that they're not taking it seriously. I mean, they're $2 billion in the hole, and they're doing this kind of shit. 4K streaming, woohoo, more parental controls, whoopie ding. Seriously, this is what you're focusing on, guys. A whole new way to watch and create. YouTube VR. I mean, I know that there are people working on YouTube, and that's great, but what they're doing isn't helping the site. You know, like they need to branch out into other media. They need to basically make it easier for creators to put stuff on YouTube, and they need to make sure that creators, when they have stuff up there, it doesn't get taken down for stupid shit. Of course, on the flip side, they also have to make sure that people who post porn and shit get taken down quickly, because it isn't a porn site. It isn't a porn site, and yet there's porn on YouTube. There's straight up porn on YouTube. I'm not really seeing anything down here that's going to give me some kind of like stats or anything like that, which really sucks. If I ever come back for it, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. Like I said, there's also Leafy is here just today, a video on it, and I'll go ahead and link that in the subscription so you can see it, and subscription in the description so you guys can go see it. I know he's an annoying person for a lot of people, but he actually did go to the right site, and he had some pretty good information in the video. If you can get over all of his whining, he actually usually does have a pretty good point to make. And that is, I think that YouTube is dying. And they're dying for multiple reasons, and one of them is they're basically shooting themselves in the foot by getting rid of channels that have actual subscriber bases that come back and watch, you know, content on a regular basis. And they're shooting themselves in the foot because they are not very welcoming. You know, I mean, if you were a person who wanted to put your stuff out there, you wanted to actually put your opinions out there, would you really pick YouTube, knowing what we know about YouTube, which is to say, it's really easy for your channel to be striked, it's very easy for your channel to be flagged, and it's easy, obviously, just to lose your channel. Sub counts go up and down just on a whim. It doesn't have anything to do with what kind of content you put out. And last but not least, if you do get a copyright strike against your channel and you want to basically, you want to argue against it, if you want to do a counterclaim against a copyright claim, you actually have to give the person or persons, the entity who copyright striked you in the first place, you have to give them all your information. There's a video from Pyro which explains that. There's a lot of videos actually that explain it, but his most recent video is pretty straightforward. You have to give them your street address, your real name, your phone number. You have to give them all that stuff, and then they send it. YouTube sends it to the people that copyright struck your videos. So just a lot of little screwed up things. It's like they want the site to implode. It's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of what it feels like. And I don't know. It's so strange. And even just discounting my completely irrational feelings, YouTube's kind of fucked right now, and this is really disappointing. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I don't think my channel's going anywhere because I'm just too goddamn small for anybody to give a shit. But this still worries me. It definitely worries me, and it doesn't make me motivated to make more professional content. It certainly doesn't make me motivated to suddenly start being a monetized channel. I mean, I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't even become monetized until I had over, say, 1,000 people subscribe to me, but that's probably never going to happen. And even if it did happen at this point, is it really worth the risk, to treat this site as anything but just a side hobby? I mean, I can't imagine having, your whole or most of your livelihood be wrapped up in this crazy site, because site's kind of fucked. Later, guys.